Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name is Tommy Wave, and today we'll be taking a look at an Apxvoid creation. This is the Apxvoid Mech-Loc Mage. Apxvoid, of course, clearly in some kind of manic state after the nerfing of Mana Worm. I do jest, but you know, as soon as I saw the Mana Worm nerf, my heart went out to Apxvoid, as I think that person has probably cast more Mana Worms than any other person on the face of the earth. So I'm really happy to see that they're experimenting with something different, keeping that aggro mage dream alive, and this is no exception. Mech-Loc Mage has been a bit of a thing since the release of Book of Spectres, and even before then, as just a nice aggressive minion-based mage strategy. But Book of Spectres really did a lot for the deck, as it's oftentimes a 2-mana draw 2 or draw 3, really helps you gas back up and make sure that you can keep the pressure on your opponent with a lot of these you know, small minions that can grow out of hand quite quickly. We'll go through the Mech-Loc side of things first. So we've got Grimscale Oracle and Mech-Loc Tidecaller at 1. Tidecaller definitely being the best 1-drop for you, as it does just snowball out of control quite quickly. On the 2s, we've got Bluegill Warriors as partially removal, also a bit of reach. In general, this card is just quite good for the deck. We've got Mech-Loc Tidehunter, which helps your board go wide, which we will get some payoff once we get to the 3-drops. But the ideal one we want is Rockpool Tidehunter. I think the Tidecaller into Rockpool Hunter curve is one of the best curves, one of the best openings for in Hearthstone. I think it's pretty, I don't know, reminds me a lot of Tunnel Trog into Totem Golem. Just, you get so much stats out of it. Your opponent really has to answer things quickly, or else they will get they'll just get blown away. We've also got Frostbolt here as a little bit of spot removal, and also a little bit of reach. The only spells in the deck are the Book of Spectres, the 2 Frostbolts, and the 2 Fireballs, so we've just got reach and spot removal or card draw there. Onto the 3-drops, so this is where we start rewarding ourselves for getting all these early minions into play. Coldlight Seer gives all our other Murlocs +2 health. Mech-Loc Warleader gives them all +2 attack, so we can start slaying quite viciously. And the card in here that kind of ties a lot of these themes together is a Nightmare Amalgam, as it is both a mech and a Murloc. It will get benefits from your early game Murloc stuff, but also it sets you up with a mech body, which you can do stuff with later on. And hopefully your opponent is too busy killing off, you know, these oracles, these Tidecallers, these kind of snowbally cards, these war leaders, and we'll leave a Nightmare Amalgam in play for us to do some shenanigans with. Onto the 4-drops, we've got a Singleton Coppertail Imposter. I think this is a great choice for this kind of deck, as it does allow you to get your magnetizers off a majority of the time, and in general these kind of stealth minions are fantastic at, you know, closing out the game when your opponent has board control but doesn't have any taunts. You can sneak through some extra damage for the win. We also got Gentle Megazord to top the Mech-Loc curve off. It is not a Mech-Loc itself, but it does adapt all of our Mech-Locs, so hopefully we're going to hit Wind Fury or plus attack to close out a game. We can hit Divine Shield to be a bit more resilient to board clears, or even the Death Rattle to summon some plants in order to fill our board back up once our opponent does have an answer for it. Now, speaking on the Nightmare Amalgam and the Coppertail Imposter, this is where we get to the magnetic side of the deck. We've got 2 Replicating Menaces, which I think is a really cool, really interesting card. You know, if we put this on a Nightmare Amalgam, we're getting an extra 3 damage in immediately, and we also gain a little bit of resiliency in that once they do answer that, we still have some board presence. So this could translate to, you know, 3 damage now, 3 damage the next turn, that type of stuff. So I'm interested in Replicating Menace here. I think it's the card we'll be keeping an eye out for the most, just because while it does have some payoff, it's not necessarily as good as, say, War Gear and Ziliax are just on their own. But I'd love to hear Apxvoid's thoughts on Replicating Menace, of course. Talking of War Gear and Ziliax, this is the top of the curve. We really want to magnetize these, so try and focus on having a mech in play, and then getting our immediate 5 damage in, or getting our immediate 3 damage in, and having a bit more resiliency there. Maybe even that lifesteal in those, like, Zulok matchup. That's going to be really important. So we're going to jump into some games, see how we go, and let's get some W's. Mage Power!
Protect the one.
Alright, up here against the Druid. Interesting. Cold Lights here could be quite good. I think I'd be willing to hedge on it. Comes down before swipe, which is important. Unfortunately, I think this is the exact kind of deck that many druids are kind of geared to beat. You know, with the, lots of spell stones, naturalize as a backup plan, swipes, spreading plague, of course. I mean, of course, I think we want to be trying to kill someone before they resolve a spreading plague, but yeah, just saying. Without the rock pool as well, it means that our opponent might have time to just hero power, kill this.
Happy Halloween.
Time waits for no one.
And people are zinging today. My gosh, a lot of rope. Not willing to bust this coin out if we don't have a 2-drop. See if our opponent's maybe tanking on, like, do I wild growth or do I just spellstone this thing now? Or our opponent is eating a sandwich. Never mind. It was tempting to coin this Cold Light Seer, but then they still die to the main target of a swipe. Best case scenario, our opponent just, I don't know, attacks and plays another wild growth. Can't say I'm unhappy with a Moonfire. Now next turn's going to be interesting because we can either go for the Cold Light Seer or the Coppertail Imposter. I think I'm going to go for the Cold Light Seer here. Even Spreading Plague here is not the worst because we have the War Leader. Alright. Blue Warrior War Leader. So it'll be 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 8. It's 21.
What to do? What to do?
Then we have this Fireball in hand. Do your worst. I think they need, like, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like,
Engaging TC
MC Tech take the charger, trade with this guy, then
engaging
paths
TC
for.
130 mental dislocator.
It's pretty good.
I can see.
Get out of here, though. Suck that MC Tech.
Versus Uther.
Right, up against Paladin here.
I will fight with honor.
Extremely likely to be odd Paladin. So this is going to be a rough matchup, I would say. We really want to hit cards like Rockpool Hunter, which is a nice body in the matchup. Helps our earlier bodies survive as well. Ugh. Not like this.
None will survive.
Ugh. Ugh. Bad draw, yeah, seems that way. I'm gonna coin out 2 of the Fireflies. Yeah, that's pretty bad for us. Down a Fireball as well, so really gonna have to lean on these minions to do some damage.
Reporting for duty.
See if they want to trade their board for this Nightmare Amalgam. If they have the Maul on a good mode could just be War Leader, Raid Leader,
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, this is not the situation we want to be in.
The light protects me.
And if I'm the opponent here, I'd probably consider just going face with everything.
Speak your peace.
Well, that's an okay boy.
Unity, precision,
And we're going to take out these Silverhand recruits. Can leave the Acros veteran in play. It's either take out the Silverhand recruits or take out the Argent Squire. Maybe we should have taken out one recruit and gotten the Divine Shield off the Squire. Just because we don't get the lifesteal off the Divine Shield.
Reporting for duty.
The light dims, but we fight.
That's the level up. It's pretty weak. I wonder if that means that they have a second level up. Starting to feel like this might be a bit of a nightmare matchup for us. Can't see us getting out from under this this Vine Cleaver, unfortunately, but GG. We'll play to our opponent. Bit of an awkward draw for us, but we'll see if that's more common than what we think.
You asked
Okay,
for it.
Paladin here. We're on the play, so I think we'll keep this Tide Hunter. Definitely saw that we want to... Great. We'd prefer this to be a Rockpool Hunter, of course. Rockpool Hunter means that they can't, say, coin hero power and then hope to trade into the Tidecaller.
None will survive.
Book of Spectres. If they do coin hero power, do we just fire off the Book of Spectres instead? No, we surely play this Tide Hunter.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty. Well, probably going to be playing a Book of Spectres sometime soon. Guess we could have hero powered there and traded. Maybe that was the better play.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Oof.
Reporting for duty.
It's a lot of boys. A lot of boys indeed.
Handle it!
We'll trade some bluegills for a raid leader and a Silverhand recruit. Guess we don't have to, we can just ping that.
Out of my jungle!
See what happens with this.
Reporting for duty.
Question is, are we about to get blown up by a level up?
Reporting for duty.
Come on.
Handle it!
Other raid leader. What does that mean? You're going face? What is that? Blessing of Might? And he's going face. It's pretty good, hey? Oh, we're dead to the level up. Still dead to the level up. Dead to Vine Cleaver.
Well played.
Dead to Leroy. Yep. This feels like a really hard matchup. Really hard matchup. And unfortunately, given that, given how much more popular Odd Paladin is at higher ranks, so at like, you know, significantly more popular at rank 20 to 15 than it is at rank 5 to Legend, feels like this might not be the greatest laddering deck, but it could be a pretty good Legend deck. Okay, we're here with Apxvoid's Mech-Loc Mage. Ultimately, this deck was an absolute blast to play. I think there's a lot of really interesting synergies in there. Unfortunately, we did come up against two Paladins, and I think Paladin is a really nightmare matchup for us. We simply, you know, they simply have so many minions on board that can trade into us easily. They're so geared to battle for board early on, and that's all our deck wants to do, is just get on the board, take an early advantage, and really ride it home. And I think unless we get that Tidecaller Rockpool Hunter draw, I think we're in a bit of a state against Paladin. But against the Druid, we did exactly what we wanted to do, and I think this is the perfect kind of deck to really punish those greedy decks. We really can get under them quite quickly. We've even got quite a lot of resources with those Book of Spectres and a little bit of reach with the other spells in here. Anyway, if you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone article. Jump over there, check this deck out, give Apxvoid some love, give him a +1. All my links are down there as well, including a link over to Twitter, which is the best place to catch me. You can also catch Apxvoid on Twitter and on Twitch. Go check them out, because they're the best mage player around, and one of the chillest dudes, of course. Until next time, though, stay safe, stay wavy, Mugurglurg. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.